Hey guys, how's everyone doing? This is Nick from ForexForNoobs.com with the daily analysis. Today is Thursday, the 5th of December 2019, and the time is 10 a.m. here in the UK. You're looking at a New Zealand CAD daily chart. In today's analysis, we're going to be looking for price action setups across all of these pairs to the right here, and we're going to be looking at some of the setups that I shared earlier this week. Going to be another short webinar today. I'm feeling a little bit sick. I've got a sore throat, so I don't really feel up to talking a lot, which is kind of what I have to do in a webinar. So I'm going to keep this one a bit shorter than normal. I'm going to start off with New Zealand CAD. I shared a trade here, I think on Tuesday. And then was an update to that trade on yesterday's analysis, which was a members only session. Obviously this trade's been entered. It's doing okay. It pulled back a little overnight, but it's come back down. Let's take a quick look at the news. I just want to see when that. And so we got New Zealand news coming out, but yeah, so nothing really happened at 11 p.m. that I can see. Oh, New Zealand news is passed. Never mind. Yeah, nothing really happened at 11 p.m. that I can see that caused this move. See that pullback at 11? I can't really see what caused that. Another way to figure it out, if there is anything to figure out, yeah, it doesn't have New Zealand CAD as a pair. Let's see if we can see the same thing on USD CAD. No, not really. What about New Zealand USD? Yeah. So at 11 on New Zealand USD, we saw a big spike. So we could go to New Zealand USD, 1 hour chart on this Forex Factory tool, go to 11 p.m., which was here, and we'll see that there was a report. Interesting. Okay, so now we know the cause of that spike at 11 p.m. UK time. But it was a short-lived spike. It came back down. So now it's pretty much where it was before that news. It's floating around there. Let's see if it keeps pushing down. Looks like a good setup so far. I'm going to keep it open. Euro USD, this setup was cancelled before, well, it never actually triggered because it never dropped down. I don't know what happened to my candles just now. Whatever. So this setup's obviously cancelled because it shot up before shooting down and hitting our entry. It never shot down and hit our entry. So yeah, this is no longer a valid setup. Off the list. CHF, what's going on with my candles? Okay, that fixed it. CHF this one's pushing through resistance, so this is no longer valid either. Euro New Zealand, it's still technically valid, but the size of this indecision candle makes it really, really tough to get a good risk to reward ratio. So I don't really see this as valid anymore in terms of being able to get a good risk to reward ratio. So I'm going to remove this one too. Let's look for some new setups. CADCHF looks somewhat interesting. Shot up yesterday. It's sitting on resistance right now. This could give us an indecision candle today and possible trade tomorrow, or maybe even a trade today on the 12-hour or the 8-hour, for example. I'm going to keep a close eye on this one. I'm going to mark this one as green because it's an active trade. I forgot to do that. Excuse me. Euro JPY. NZDCAD has dropped straight into support. It's a bit of a weird support area though. Yeah, I don't really like this support area. The thing is, I explained yesterday, I adjusted all my support resistance areas on Monday and somehow the changes got reverted. So those support resistance areas were a little off. I haven't had time to fix them all. I think this is more in line with where we should be. So yeah, there's actually nothing on NZDCAD. EuroCAD needs some new support resistance areas. I changed them on this pair, but this is one of the ones that got reverted. I'll adjust this one up to here. More in line with the recent bounce. So we have nothing on EuroCAD. Nothing on EuroCHF. Euro GBP has dropped down to some pretty significant lows at this point. I mean, it might be on resistance, but it's such a weak resistance area, man. Like, sure, back here it was working, but since May, price has just been cutting through it, especially recently. I don't like it as a resistance area, man. Right, and what's going on with my candles again? What is happening today? Okay. Let's just put up with it. I don't know what's causing this dotted line on the candle thing, but it's only on the bodies too. Actually, let's not put up with it. Let's refresh, because it kind of makes it difficult for me to read the charts. GBPCHF is at resistance, stalling out at resistance. Could be a potential short here. Doesn't look fantastic. Similar to CADCHF. But CADCHF looks better. GBPJPY is finally climbing a little bit. Be interested to see what happens when it hits this resistance area here. But it's not quite there yet, so. GBP SEC is hitting resistance, but it's below resistance, so GBPUSD is pushing up to resistance. This one's hitting it. It's actually quite close to the resistance area. Yeah, it's quite close to the resistance area. Let's keep an eye on GBPUSD for a potential short from this resistance area if it stalls out here. It's already showing signs of stalling out. I need to redo all my support resistance areas. I did them on SGD JPY, but they disappeared. It's I literally wiped support resistance areas on every single one of these pairs, updated them, and then they all got changed back to what they were before. I must have had TradingView opened on another device, my phone or my laptop or something, and I closed it on my computer and then it resaved the old ones on my laptop or something along those lines is what I think must have happened. It's quite annoying because there was quite a few changes to the support resistance areas. You know what I could do? I could go through Tuesday's analysis and just copy them from Tuesday's analysis because I'm pretty sure they were shown correctly on Tuesday's analysis. So I might just do that. My project for the day. Yeah, but the ones on the site are like a small portion of them. Unfortunately. I will be using the ones from the site though to fix the ones that I can. All right, guys. So a bit of a slow day, but you know, as we get further and further into December, trading is just going to get slower and slower. It's just that time of year. December is not the best month to trade. Things start slowing down. Because these long-term positions, they start getting, a lot of them start getting closed out because traders don't generally, when I say long-term positions and when I say traders in this sense, I'm talking about big traders, the hedge funds, the banks. A lot of these positions, they don't hold through the end of the year for several reasons. One of those big reasons being the lack of liquidity over the Christmas period. If you remember back to USD JPY is a good example of this. Back to January last year, we had this crazy spike down. During low liquidity periods, the market's susceptible to these kinds of spikes. So that's why a lot of the big positions get closed out over the end of the year. So as those positions get closed out, what happens usually, if a lot of them have been closed out at the same time, you get kind of random spikes up and down. You get random price movement. And you get like these periods of random quick price movement and these periods where nothing really much happens. Couple that with the fact that we're going to have an election in the UK, meaning that the pound is not moving as much as it would usually move. Things are just going to be slow. They are slow so far this December. And I think they're going to continue to be slow. And I know you could say, well, look at this. How is it slow? These are the kind of like the random moves I'm talking about. Like if you look at these candles throughout the end of November, it's all really small movements, then with some random moves in between and going back to small movements. So we're not seeing that much volatility right now. But like I said, as we get closer and closer to the end of the year, we're just going to see less and less. And that's just the reality of trading. As I've said in the last few webinars, my last week of trading for the year is going to be next week. Friday the 13th is my last day of trading. I'll be closing out all trades on that day by lunchtime, I would say. That's my final day for the year. I'll be taking off the week of the 16th, the week of the 23rd, and the week of the 30th, and I'll be back to trading the week of the 6th. So 6th of January is when I get back to trading. We'll be doing webinars throughout next week, analysis webinars. Hopefully we're able to catch a few trades. But yeah, like I said, it's just going to be a bit slower than usual. For all you members, over the Christmas period, we are going to be having some additional webinars. We're going to be having the State of the Strategy webinar, which is basically, that's actually probably going to be in January. Basically going to be reviewing the strategy and reviewing any changes that we're making in the upcoming year. Especially, there's going to be a lot of focus on the lower time frame strategy with that. And there's probably going to be some other webinars mixed in throughout there. But these are going to be educational webinars as opposed to analysis webinars. So yeah. That's all we have time for today, guys. Like I said, I'm sick. I've got a sore throat. I thought I was getting better, so I didn't even mention it yesterday, but then I woke up this morning and it's way worse. I think I caught it from George. He was down here shooting some videos for the site, and he was sick. And 2 days later, I'm sick. Frickin' George. But it happens. I'm just gonna get through it. Luckily I'm a trader, so I don't need to have like days off work or stuff. I just at my computer anyway. I'll be doing a webinar. Yeah, I think next week for the final webinars of the year. What I'm going to do is what am I doing? I'm going to try the new, because we've been switching times back and forth between 4 p.m. and 10 p.m. But I feel that 4 p.m. Tuesdays, start doing the first webinar of the week 4 p.m. Tuesday and then 4 p.m. Wednesday and 4 p.m. Thursday is not great, because that 4 p.m. Thursday webinar is essentially useless. It's the end of Thursday. Friday is generally a slow trading day. So what we're going to do next week is 4 p.m. Monday, 4 p.m. Tuesday, and 4 p.m. Wednesday. I think that will be a better time. And throughout next year, we're going to be trying this just to give all members a chance to attend live. I guess it doesn't cover all members' time zones, but it will definitely cover more members' time zones instead of just doing them at 10 a.m. every time. So next week's webinars are going to be 4 p.m. Monday, 4 p.m. Tuesday, 4 p.m. Wednesday. These are all UK times. Anyway, guys. Yeah, it's 5 a.m. over there. Maybe since it's the last week of the year, I'll do 4 p.m. Monday. I'll think about it. I think we'll vary the times even more next week. We'll see how it goes anyway. I think it's nice that everyone gets a chance to attend live. Or more people get a chance to attend live. But anyway, guys, I'm going to wrap this one up. Thank you guys for attending. and I'll see you for Monday. Yeah, Monday's webinar. Obviously, to members, I'll see you guys on the forum. And now that Viet is back running the chat room, there's going to be a lot more trades on the small time frame chat room. I was filling in for Viet while he was on holiday, and I was doing a very poor job because Viet's really the master of the small time frame trading. I'm kind of still a novice with that kind of stuff. I'm exaggerating a little bit. I'm not so much a novice. It's not really my main style of trading, and it's not really my main focus. It's something that I usually do more part-time when I feel like doing it. And my style is not necessarily the same as Viet's style for small time frames. So I was struggling to find trades that I could share with you guys in the chat room. But Viet's back from holiday as of yesterday, so he'll be sharing stuff in the chat room, which he already has this morning. There's already a bunch of new messages in there. So for all members of the chat room, I know it's been a little dull for the past 2.5 weeks, but I would definitely jump on now and check out some of the setups that Viet has shared this morning, because there's quite a few small time frame setups shared today. I haven't really gone through them all since yesterday, but I'm looking at it right now, and there's quite a bit of discussion over there. So yeah, check it out, guys. Anyway, like I said, I'm going to wrap this one up. I'm just rambling at this point. Thank you guys for attending, and I'll see you for Monday's analysis at 4 p.m.